What it be, y'all? Bread Tuck Rob, I am Black Royalty. Bread Tuck Gang Forever, excuse me. I just read chapter 7 of the book Black American Money. And chapter 7 is called Why Black People Are Broke. This was the hardest chapter I read. Now, check this out. Dr. Boyce talked about, he read an article in the New York Times a long time ago that said, black people are broke because we spend 22, in the year 2002, we spent $22 billion on clothes, 3.2 billion on electronics, and 116 billion on furniture that we put in rented houses. Now, he said that wasn't put into the right context, but just to get away from that, man, this chapter was deep. Watch this. Dr. Boyce says that according to studies, all races within America spend, frivolously. They just spend their money because, well, let me get back to that. Then he said he talked with a German guy one day, and the German guy said, what's wrong with Americans? And Dr. Boyce was like, whoa, wait a minute, what you mean? He was like, why do Americans spend their money like this? Then he said, Germans have lower income taxes. Germans have lower incomes than Americans do. Germans pay more in taxes than Americans do, but Germans save 5 times more money than Americans do. And Dr. Boyce said he was blown away, like, whoa, But then again, he said, Dr. Boyce said after he did studies, he learned that America just has so much wealth that they just spend. And a lot of Americans that are living today didn't know what like a Great Depression felt like until like 2008 when we suffered our economic downturn. Okay, and then Dr. Boyce says, not having experienced real struggle makes it difficult to imagine the importance of financial frugality. And when you're frugal like I am, you ain't just out there just spending like that. I do a lot of window shopping. But check this out, man. And he said that, Dr. Boyce said that all cultures spend, but watch this. Because a lot of white people have, a lot of white people have wealth that was also passed down. They come out on the better end. Whereas black people, if we are in a home and collectively we make $80,000, we feel like we made it. So we just spend it and we think that our life is great and we'll never be broke again. But what happens is when America has a downturn or economic crisis, we get body slammed. Bam! We fall right on our backs because we don't have that we don't have that generational wealth as cushion. Now watch the example he gave. You have Billy, who's a white boy, and you have James, who's a black guy. Let's talk about Billy first. Billy is from a suburban home, 2-parent home. Okay, his dad works for the Ford Motor Company, and his mom is a school counselor. Now watch this. Billy's grandfather dies and leaves the family $100,000 in stocks and bonds and leaves them a house that's paid for. So now Billy's family has a little bit of wealth that they didn't even have to work for. Now this doesn't include the fact that Billy's parents both work and they have their own savings. They have their savings of their own and they're saving their own money. So now when it's time for Billy to go to college, college is paid for. He can go to college, they can pay $30,000, they can pay however much it costs for him to go to college. So Billy goes to college, he graduates, he wants to get an MBA, fine. They can get an MBA because not only did Billy's grandfather leave wealth, his parents were saving. So now Billy can go get that MBA for free. Okay, Billy graduates from college. He gets married to a white lady who has the same background, not the same background, but her parents probably did the same thing, have stuff passed down and all that. Anyway, They get together, they get married. At the wedding, Billy's parents are able to give him $30,000 to put down for a down payment. Might even pay for the wedding too. And then the parents on the other side, on Billy's woman's side, wife's side, they don't want to be outdone, so they're giving money too. Now watch this. They come together, so now they have this home. You know, they both working. Billy has an MBA, and watch. Billy's dad probably had connections to IBM. So now Billy's dad was able to get Billy into IBM. Because they're all white, Billy and his bosses go out and play golf. And Billy's mentor looks at him and says, "You remind me of me when I was younger." So he takes care of him, okay? And he looks out for him, mentors him, you know, puts him in position and all that. And Billy's siblings, if he has any,